Hello, good morning. How you doing? It's good to have you on this broadcast with me. You know my name is Ima, right? And you know this is a newspaper review. It's good to have you this beautiful Wednesday morning. I hope it's a good day going for you. Let's double check and be sure it's Wednesday. Yes, it's really Wednesday. The weekend is fast approaching, and I hope you're ready for the weekend. It's good to have you here this beautiful day again. Good morning to you, Osagovo. How are you doing? Osagovo, please respond. How are you doing? I'd like to know what's up with you. Thank you for being here. And of course, our dearest mommy diaspora, dearest mama. Good morning to you. How are you doing today, dearest mama? I hope it's a good day going for you too. Good morning to Osage Daddy. Osage Daddy, your Monica just adds that extra thing. Osage Daddy, how you doing? Good morning to you too. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Good morning to as many that are yet to say something to me on the comment section. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. I hope you know everything is playing out just well. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Yes, so we get story. Story don't land. All right. Please let's do well to like this broadcast, share, invite someone onto the broadcast. Yes. Let us have a robust time. And to my amazing panelists, how are you doing today? It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good time on the broadcast. Do well to click on the link. Join me. Let us dissect the papers together, Mr. Brian Maxwell. I'm sending love and light your way. All right, then we're moving on to the paper proper. Before we do so, there's something in the paper that I'd like for us to, talk a bit about before we go in proper. Okay, so my people, take out time to like this broadcast already. Please, thank you very much. Take out time to like the broadcast. Take out time. Also, do well to show us some love today on the broadcast. Thank you very much. Thank you. Do well to join us on our other lineups. We have discussions Monday through to Thursday by 5 p.m. Nigerian time, and we have discussions. No, we have the debate every Friday by 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Do well to join us. All right. So sometime last week, that was not last week. I think that was on Monday. I took a story on Monday in the papers. That would be from Punch of a Catholic priest that was burnt to death. Yes, it was burnt to death. They tried kidnapping him, but they did not have access to his apartment. He had beefed up security in his home or at his home. They couldn't access it, so they went on ahead to burn the place, and they watched it burn to the ground before leaving. It is said, or it was reported in the papers, that they divided themselves into two. Some were out there in town making sure that help does not come, or repelling every form of help that would come for the priest, while the others were there seeing to it that they end this man. And there are submissions out there online that, and you wonder why they are taking down the northern priest. Yes, what's happening? Why are they taking down all these priests in the north? What are they doing differently? What are they doing wrong? And then when you go on and watch videos, you see an imam, or severally we've seen videos where we've seen uh I don't want to, say this wrongly, but you see someone. I wouldn't want. I don't know if this is an imam. If this is an imam at this point, but you see someone telling the people, speaking in Arabic, saying things like, you must vote for this person, you must do this, you must do that, and if their counterpart is also gathering their people to say, do this, also vote for this person, go. So why are they being killed? Nobody's killing the imams. What's happening? Well, there are stories out here regarding this same bishop that just sort of just opens your eyes to, oh, by the way, let's put a face to the person. This Now that's the bishop, that's the priest, the Catholic priest that was murdered. His name is Father Achi. Yes, his name is Father Achi. And let's read what a few persons had to say about this man that is far gone in glory now, but glorious things are even still spoken of him that has moved me to this is not the first priest that will be killed. I'm sure others they just do wonderful things, but let's take this submission. Let's give you an idea of who was killed, and then we'll begin to ask these questions. Who are the people? I mean, Tune Bakare said the other day that the people that would have, that would lead the nations, that would have led the nation into a better place, into better days, that these people have been killed. Now, I'm not going to start digging into that and trying to see who Bola Ige is and all of the things that he did, who Victoria Chintex is and all of that. But we can put a stop to the good people, to the good ones being killed. I'm bringing the story up again because this story is also in the papers. I think somewhere in Punch something happened. The community came out the to fight the death of this man. Let's take this first reaction from this lady. Her name is Chinaza. Chinaza Asogwa says, when my mom was pregnant with my younger sister and my dad was out of town, I was just 6 at the time. And when thieves attacked our house, my mom called him panicking and he drove straight to our house with policemen. You dare not step on his parishioners. This cuts my soul deep. Another comment from here says robbers shot at him when they wanted to steal money raised for building the church. Another incident that happened was when he survived the 2011 Christmas Boko Haram bombing attack in the church. He also survived a kidnap after the Boko Haram attack in the church, and now he had to die this way. If he had died a natural death, I won't be this pained. But having to think of the agony he went through makes me want to shout so hard. Maybe this pain can go away. There are other submissions, but I just picked, these few ones to talk about this man. Truly, good things are spoken of him. Good things are spoken of him. Good things are spoken of him. Of people that were once in Niger, but have gone on to greater, or to they've moved on to other parts of the country or of the world, and people are pouring in tributes of how he had impacted. He had affected, he had, done things for them and their family, how he has been selfless, how he has selflessly served the people and be there for the people. So little wonder why, further on into the story, you have an idea why the people of their community took the action that they did. Now, let's go into the papers proper today. Our first paper is going to be the Daily, no, it's going to be the Punch. Yeah, let's take the Punch first. All right, on the Punch here, we have on subsidy, federal government borrowing to import fuel, says minister. $1 billion spent to recover territories seized by terrorists, says Buhari. Another story we have here says over 500,000 security personnel to man polling booths. Police presence at Emefiele's Abuja home stirs controversy. CBN governor expected to appear in court today over $53 million judgment debt. There's just so many millions in dollars flying around in this paper. I mean, the first story has to do with the finance minister, and the next one has to do with the president, and the next one has to do with these are the areas that are these are the areas that are most crippled in the economy or in the country as it is. One, let's look the first paper we have here, or the first story we have here is from Zainab Ahmed, the finance minister, saying that federal government borrows to import fuel. They borrow money to import fuel. And the next paper slide we have on here is the president saying that yes, his administration has spent over $1 billion to recover territories seized by terrorists. I beg, this now territories where bandits don't go back, go reclaim. All right, we'll move on with the story. Oh dear. What What a day. Police deny arrest move. DSS says deputy governors not squeezed. New VC promises to make Unilag Solution Center. 13 billion naira drugs. Military hardware seized at Lagos airport. Slain lawyer buried. Cleric consoles family. National Assembly to okay 22.7 trillion naira debt restructuring Tuesday. Okay, so the slain lawyer, Omo Bolanle, may her soul rest in peace, and may God send help and comfort to her family, friends, colleagues, and well wishers. As she has been laid to rest. She final rites were done by family, friends, and also colleagues and well wishers, church members, and all of that. Let's see how this case plays out. Let's see how long before justice is served on this one. Let's see how long justice really not supposed to take before it's served on this one. But let's see how that plays out. Also, we have on here in the papers. Okay, so it said that police presence, heavy police presence, were seen at Gordon Emefiele's home. Gordon Emefiele's home in Abuja. Heavy police presence, and they are wondering what's up. I thought they said DSS are not after him. Why are we seeing one thing in the papers and we are seeing something else on ground? Well, the police has responded to that, and they are saying that they are just there to make sure that Emefiele does not run away. He's supposed to answer to the Paris refund funds that has gone missing, and we are talking about $53 million. Well, Emefiele is expected in court today. This is not his first proposed court appearance. That other time, Emefiele disappeared. So all that police presence, they are saying, no, we don't want to arrest him. Nothing. We are just here to make sure that he does not disappear. He does not run away again like before. So you people should calm down, okay? All right, that's the case that Emefiele. But what do you think? You think all of the case against Emefiele should wait until after the elections, or let justice be served? If Emefiele has a case of $53 million to answer, then he should go straight, quickly. He should run to the courtroom and answer, or they should just allow this own boy until after the elections. What's your submission? What's your take? How do you react best to this? So the president received an award in Abu Dhabi. Let me see. No. Let's take this. Let's take this story. Let's go back to see. It's something that has to do with upholding the peace in Africa. And that even begs the question, why are these countries giving our president award for something that we lack? It feels to me like this country does not even wish us well. Jonathan, Liberia, I cannot forget, Liberia invited President Buhari to come and talk on peacekeeping and how they can fight corruption. This Buhari. And now Abu Dhabi is giving him award. Biden came all the way from America to come and say that you are the hope of democracy. All right. So the story on Buhari going to receiving the award. The president's Major General Muhammadu Buhari received the African Award for strengthening peace in now. Okay. In strengthening peace in Nouakchott, the capital of Mauritania. On Tuesday, the award was presented to him by the Abu Dhabi Peace Forum for his leadership role in promoting peace on the continent through regular interventions, councils, and conciliatory positions. I don't understand why our president is getting awards for things that we don't have. It breaks my heart. I don't know about you, but it really breaks my heart. Like, why did they see these qualities in him that they are giving it? Are they not seeing us? I mean, when I know they see what's they happen to us, when I know they hear what's they happen to us, which peace? Okay. Okay, while accepting the award, the president said, despite spending over $1 billion to reclaim Boko Haram held territories in Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states since 2015, Nigeria's security and that of Lake Chad Basin remains unstable due to lingering conflicts in Libya, the Central African Republic, and Russia aggression in Ukraine. That is, the president also added this Ukraine and Russia war. He also added it as part of. Okay, my people. That's about what the government, the federal government, has used over $1 billion to do from 2015 till date. We dare to say, and still counting, because Zafara is not included in this. So Zafara is not included in the territories, and we know that these are states that have been, badly hit by this insecurity. All right. So the minister for petroleum, no, the minister for budget planning, Zainab Ahmed, has come out to say that the federal government sometimes borrows funds to buy petrol as the country continues to incur rising fuel subsidy bills. So they borrow money. Okay, so they export the product, they sell the product, and then they buy. I mean, we could have just had our own refinery. And now you are coming to hear that they are borrowing money to use and buy. All right, let's continue with the story. The government also confirmed that there was a possibility of global economic recession this year, but stressed that Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves were healthy enough to withstand the shocks. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, disclosed this on Tuesday on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Davos while speaking during an interview with Arise TV. So we borrow for infrastructure, we borrow to pay salaries, we borrow to import refined oil, we borrow to pay subsidy, we borrow. So imagine you borrow to get this product, then you're not putting subsidy again on it. So how are you expecting to make this money to pay back to the people? The same way you borrowed for train, and the same train you used to do giveaway. The same way you borrowed to build train that went all the way to Niger, and it is free. Good morning to you, Mr. Makirabo. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. All right. I think that's all the stories that we have on the punch today to take. We'll be moving on to another story. This federal government, this particular government I'm borrowing there, they are 5 and 6. They are 5 and 6. You can't tell me otherwise. They have a strong relationship with borrowing. Let's move on to the sun. On the sun, we have here IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu sues Malami, demands 20 billion naira damages and an apology. Custom intercepts military hardware, drugs at Lagos airports. I don't know why none of these papers are carrying this story, why the full details are not here, but from this headlines, you can tell that a military parcel that contained the other paper, we saw about 20 million naira worth of drugs. It's also in this paper too. Anyways, our drugs at Lagos airport. We are ready for runoff. Won't shift elections, says INEC. Yakubu at Chatham House says 21,000 ineligible voters found in 15 states. Naira redesign ATMs yet to dispense new notes as CBN's deadline approaches. On presidency, Nigerians must not submit to Tinubu's slavery, says Atiku. You will sell Nigeria to your shady friends, APC candidate replies. Senate seeks more time to probe federal government's 23.7 trillion naira extra budgetary spendings. Blames ministers for CBN ways and means advances. Talks on preferred presidential candidates almost concluded, and that's by Wiki. Catholic priest's mother. One killed as protesting youths burn Niger police station. Gates Foundation to spend $8.3 billion to fight poverty in 2023. Mass up to endorse presidential candidates, others soon, like the G5 governors. Masop are yet are saying that they are going to unveil their presidential candidate very soon. And on the Naira redesign, ATMs are yet to dispense new Naira notes, but I tell you that the spread and the availability of this new naira is even better. It is everywhere. Stores are accepting the money. Honestly, when I get the new naira, that's like the first thing I spend quick, 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 because you don't have strength to be explaining to somebody. But I tell you, it's going on swiftly. Nobody's looking at the money in a foreign way. There's acceptance, there is the knowledge, and it is good. We are ready for the now. We can say we are ready for the new naira. But when it comes to the cashless, okay, we need to do better. CBN, please, please, please. We are here for all of these improvements, right? But please put things in place. Transactions or transfers I did since Sunday or since Saturday, not even Sunday, since Saturday. I'm getting calls left and right. I've not gotten a lot. I've not gotten a lot. Going to the banks, it will be no, not everybody has that. Please, let's do all of this. See if I condemn one thing and I see progress in front of me without having to go look for the progress, of course I have to come back and say something on that. So kudos CBN. Godwin, you are here and we are seeing our money. Okay, let's see how this goes. All right. Okay, let's move on to another story we have on here. Now we'll be talking about what happened. The Catholic priest that was murdered, Father Achi, that just shared this picture. It is said that women of the community from the village, from different communities, stormed his house. They went to pray, to take prayers. Yes, they said they went to take prayers at his apartment, and on their way there, they came out in their numbers. As I said earlier, this man is someone that has touched the lives of people. They came out in their numbers, to mourn the man and to weep and to pay condolence and also pray against the perpetrators of that act that yet to be identified perpetrators. 3 days later, these people are no traces, no nothing. Nobody knows where they came out from, where they jumped into. But there was chaos at his apartment when they went there yesterday. The police, upon seeing this, gathered reinforcements at the man's residence, just to protect the people. They were there for the protection of the people, to be sure that the bandits, they don't come back and attack these people. As I said earlier on, they came from different villages, different communities, just to pay homage to the man. But on seeing the presence of the police, the people were provoked by the presence of the ones that they are paying to protect them. And that's because they are saying that severally they called the police, but they refused to come. And now they are coming to safeguard them. They told them to go. They told the police to leave. They don't want them. The police were being adamant and were insisting on safeguarding those people. They ended up throwing at them pure water sachet, and what again, and stones. Yes, they said they threw stones at them, and they also threw water sachet at these people also. It was at this point that the police men could tell that these people are really angered by this. And after they were done, the youths in the community, I think it was a prayers for just the mothers or for just the women. Do not forget, I shared a story of a girl that shared a story online when a mother was pregnant, 6 months pregnant, and there were robbers in their area. The father out of town. They had to call the father. He came with policemen. Now, this is someone who has severally put his life on the line for the people. It is said that the people chased the police people out of the vicinity. And when they were done with the youth, they marched to the police station, and they were singing anti-police songs. Slogans were flying around. And when they got to the police station, they told them to shut down the police station, that they should leave, that they don't protect them. What are they doing? What is their usefulness in the community if people keep dying in the community without the police interfering? The police will not even be there at the scene, but when everything is done and over, then they will come and start saying they want to investigate, and it never leads to anywhere. But this one touched the people. And it said in all of that chaos, the police, one of the officers shot at a protester, and that's when it was no longer a peaceful protest. Yes, it was when they shot at a protester, and the young man died on the spot. I mean, people are protesting over you people not being there, and I don't know. And they still shot someone, killed someone there. They got angry and they set the police station ablaze. And they were there till it came down to its knees. They burnt that police station. Make we no dey like this war break out for this country, because of say we cannot take it anymore. Make it not be say we'll just say one day that enough is enough. Let everything and everybody burn down today, because it looks like that is what this government is pushing people to do. It looks like that's what they're pushing people to do. All right. Okay, we'll move on from the story. IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu has sued Malami for 20 million naira. What am I saying? For 20 billion naira, and for damages, and is also asking for apology. Soludo, the other time, the governor of Anambra State, has put himself on the line and has asked the federal government to release him. Said he was even going to stand and sign shorty for Nnamdi Kanu, but Nnamdi Kanu has said, nope, keep it, hold it. I don't need help from you. The courts has set me free. Thank you for what you have done, but it looks like Nnamdi Kanu has got his own back. Well, I think he's got his own back. He's suing Malami. Is it Malami is suing at this point, or is suing the federal government, or just Malami, or the office of Malami at this point? Who is he suing? But we have this 20 billion naira is about to go down the drain. I don't know, but this news sweets me. But release the man, for crying out loud. Release the man. Release the man. Release Nnamdi Kanu. So that we don't wake up one day. See, I am not clamoring for a divided nation. I am not clamoring for Biafra. No, I am not. I am very much indifferent about it, right? But if the courts set the man free, why should one or two persons sit down and say, no, we won't? There is so much injustice going on in the country. Look at women. People came out in their hundreds to send away these policemen that say they were guiding them. And when they were not done, when they were done, the youth joined them and they stormed to the police station to say, go, we don't want your protection. Let the bandits come and do whatever they want to do to us. Make we not say nobody there to protect us. Don't let these IPOB people wake up and say the whole Nigeria will burn today. Release the man. You people don't even care. They don't even bloody care. They don't. The people are angry. The people have been pushed. Do you know what it is for mothers to go and see that to say they want to challenge policemen? They've had it up to here. We've had enough. So if the good ones are being killed, are being maimed by these bandits, when I want to call it the Yama wants to rule us. Or what is, well, I mean, we need to start looking at the bigger picture. Why are they killing this priest? No, why? Oh, then this 25th of December, shites. Then some Muslims will pack themselves to the church and say they are showing love. We'll move on to another paper, please. Our last paper for today is going to be Vanguard. On Vanguard, we have Atiku Dogara, Obi attack APC same faith tickets afresh. Abuja hospital gives mass burial to unclaimed corpse. Federal government writes security agencies to recognize Cornwall and Namda. DMO set to raise 1.2 trillion naira via federal FGN bonds in first quarter of 2023. All right, that's as much as we have on our newspaper review today. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being here. You know, you can also react to the papers by clicking on the link, joining us. Come on here and let us hear your submission, or you say something to us on the comment section. Let us read your submission. Thank you for joining. Please take out time to like this broadcast. Thank you very much. Okay, Brother Nice, how are you doing today? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Iman. Good morning to all the Nigeria Watch family. I'm a co-panelist. I greet you. Miss Iman, I saw the thing is, I saw the passion in you and the even, Nigeria situation. That is where we find ourselves. You see, APC and PDP now, they are now already fighting who fail more. You know, so both parties are now pointing end to each other. You know, APC said PDP failed more. PDP said APC failed more. You know, you just said something right now that they went to bury unclaimed corpse in I don't know if it's Abuja, I don't know. You see, that is the Nigeria we find ourselves. There are a lot of people that has been killed that you cannot even locate their family. Even their family is being displaced. People, other people need to go and carry those dead bodies to bury them. That is Nigeria we have now. You know, so we have not even talked about the one bandits have killed inside the forest that we don't even see. You know, the media cannot even report those ones. So if you can go to a lot of forests in Nigeria right now, you will see many people have been killed that nobody even found them. They are being killed, and I don't just know how to explain this thing, you know. And inside this now, on top of this, they are giving Buhari award in Abu Dhabi. Is it Abu Dhabi? You said they are giving him award in Abu Dhabi. For which reason? For what? You know. So that this thing they give him, that award they give to him, it's not award for peacemaking or for good performance. It's an Islamic award because Abu Dhabi is a Muslim country. So they give that award to Buhari as a Muslim man as well. Maybe it's because he established jihadists in Nigeria. He helped them to accomplish their mission in Nigeria. So that's why they give him that award. So all those awards they are giving, even the one you even talked about in Liberia, because Liberia, they can get money from Nigeria government to finance to finance their own system. So that is why they are still giving Buhari award. All those countries they are giving Buhari award, you know that Buhari government has been assisting that country indirectly or directly. So that is the reason why. It's not because Buhari performed, no. They are just doing it because they have been using Nigerian resources to finance their country. That's why they are giving Buhari award, you know. So all those one is not a easy thing to us. It's in the public space. You understand? The subsidy issue that you were talking about, you know, we talked about it here every time. You know, we don't have refinery. Nigerian government is telling us they cannot refinery. They are borrowing to service our this thing, our subsidy, our this thing, petroleum sector. They borrow for no reason. They're just borrowing. All those countries they are borrowing money from. If these people did not build their economy, I don't believe Nigerian government will have that money to go and borrow. You understand? They think those countries cannot. China don't want to borrow money. If Nigerian economy is good today, or maybe we have a good this thing, GDP, you think China is not ready to borrow money from Nigeria? All those countries they are borrowing money from. So because these people, that's why I tell you, the problem with black man is self-esteem. You understand? They will just their own, they don't build, they just collect and eat. That is why this man always talk of this thing, consumption. We need to get out from consumption and to be productive. You understand? Africa own is just to collect and eat. They don't use the money they borrow to build their economy. No. All of them will just share the money and eat it. That is what Africa do. Although China, they are borrowing money from. All those Swiss, all those countries they produce. That is why their economy is strong. They have those money to borrow from them. You know, not like Africa. So we have a lot of work to do after this government. PDP now, APC now, they are now contesting who failed more. Now, that is what we are seeing right now. They are fighting themselves in social media. Who failed more? Then the APC is pointing out to PDP. PDP is pointing out to APC. That is where we are today. Well, we thank God for this Labour Party, Peter Obi, that comes to change the system. You know, before we only have two choices, and which is not a Labour Party now. It's only that two choices we will still rely on, either PDP or APC. You know, so this party have put them on their toes. You understand? So they are not confessing. That is why you see all this confession in social media. They are barking like a bulldog, toothless bulldog. They are now barking like a toothless bulldog on social media. You know, Festus Keyamo said he's not going to relent, that he's going to take Achi to court. Then the other one, Dino Milaye, is still trying to defend his principle. That is a lie that the other one is a drug lord. You know, so he qualify him with a Pablo Escobar, and my people, this war has just begun. This time, the war the problem with this APC and PDP, they go fight naked themselves for streets because the battle has just begun. This war, Festus Keyamo now, he don't they do everything. He don't get weapon now. We want a whole PDP ransom, you know. So that waiting that they wait for with this, and thank God they have nothing against Peter Obi. Upon all these things now, they don't see anything to accuse Peter Obi. Now the joy be that, you know. So Peter Obi is just a plain man. They have nothing against him. I just pray that God should do it, that we can defeat these two parties, these two evil parties, so that we can have the dividend of democracy that we deserve, so that we can have good Nigeria.
All right.
That is just what I'm praying for. So let this APC and PDP, let them just fight, let them naked themselves from the truth. Nigerians, we are ready to watch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Nice, for your submission. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Chibuzo, good day to you, sir. It's good to have you on here. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, good day, Miss Emma. Good day, everybody listening. Um, I just want to comment on the police interference in the murder of I think he's a reverend or something. When the mob, I mean the villagers, ran him up, ran the police station up, and when they raised up their complaint, and the policeman add another killing into their sorrow. Um, I keep on telling Nigerians in this platform that we are not civilized, and that civilization is what we are lacking. I don't see the reason why the police will come and look for make peace, try to show concern. At the same time, they became the insurgency themselves. So, and that is where I always get angry when the authorities cannot be able to protect life. The villagers could have run the police station up and make sure that nobody escaped in that police station and make sure that every policeman will be killed because they are not useful for any of their participation in Nigeria. So because they train them to, instead of making peace, they train them to be killing innocent people. So, and this very issue just caught my attention, and I'm very very angry for this. I'm not just happy. I'm not just happy. That's all I can say for now. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chibuzo, I very much understand how you feel. I mean, I had to take all that story. I had to go and get all that story. It's really, really saddens me. It's really, really, really saddens me. I don't know what those people are going through. I mean, to have watched that man that has been there for them, die like that, and you want to come and say there is what security? What, Mr. Tunanja, it's good to have you on the broadcast. Good morning to you, sir. Let's hear from you, Mr. Tunanja.
Yeah, greetings, Emma, and everyone on the panel, chat, and the viewers. It's been a long time. I've been really engaged with New Year's Wahala. Yeah, regarding the
Thank you for being here today, sir. Thank you.
yeah, I don't know. For me, anyway, regarding I think recently I saw something about the CBN head being, being barricaded in his house by the police, and this is part of, just like the borrowing of the this thing, borrowing for petrol, part of the problem of the country where things are happening in a way that people should pick up on, but they can't. I don't know why. Maybe because people are not just, they are busy worrying about other things, I guess. What the CBN is doing that, some powerful people, forces in the country are trying to stop is something that is just, for me, it's raising up the food chain now. And I thought I should highlight that because, one, the CBN has a lot of power, and it has a lot of power to reduce corruption in the country, even more than the EFCC can. And you can see the moves that the CBN made recently that has ruffled a lot of feathers. And suddenly they want to start investigating Amefiele, and they're going after him left and right. Because if you look at it, look at how the CBN can reduce corruption. If CBN pulls cash from the system out, and people have to be relying on electronic transaction that can be tracked in real time, that is very powerful. It's a very powerful this thing, reduce in terms of reducing corruption, and in terms of even paying bandits off. Because if there is no cash in the system, anytime somebody wants to take a large cash, it is flagged. Like in the UK, now that is flagged. It is flagged. When you want to take a large sum of money out of the system, it's going to make it difficult for kidnappers to do their job. The kidnapper has
And
to put
that's
the
and
money.
that's regardless of who you are.
Exactly. They
So
don't care.
how do we get to that point? Because even the banking sector, they're not helping to curb corruption as it is. They are still the ones
Exactly.
giving out money. They are still the one going to. I mean, we saw the other day a bank manager from Zenith Bank, if I'm not mistaken, was kneeling down begging. Was it Femi? That was good. Femi Fayode or Kayode or something. One of them begging on the floor. This. Oh God.
If you see, maybe he was compromised for whatever reason. You see, all people with their side chicks and going to hotels and all the rest. When they get compromised, they start begging politicians that have compromised material on them. So if he's compromised, then because if any bank is found to be breaking the rules, the fine is quite heavy on them, and is very very damaging for the banks because people that have their funds in the bank will want to withdraw it just in case the bank is subject to investigation and hell breaks loose. So banks they take their business very seriously because it's very dangerous to them when corruption is found and stuff like that. So I would not like to think it's in interest of a bank to be compromised. That said, one of the stuff the CBN is saying that the banks are not giving out the new notes, and I fear that the reason why that is happening, they are just still getting rid of the old notes that, the ones that they hate in soccer ways, whatever, they are trying to get rid of them instead of actually giving out the new notes. This kind of thing, Nigerians, it happens with the petrol stuff too. When they have petrol, they will herd it so that the price will go up and they will sell it at the higher rate. So I'm suspecting the banks a lot because I don't think the CBN will be telling the banks that they should have the money when the money is not available. The CBN doesn't have any interest in doing that. It's the banks that are blocking it. Somewhere along the line, there's a clog, and that clog is there for a reason, so that the old money that shouldn't be in the system is being put back into the system again. In other words, it's a form of money laundering. Let's face it. That's what is going on, and this is the kind of stuff Nigerians are not picking up on that is going on right now. And why do you think the CBN governor is being haunted all over the place? Because they don't want him to be mounting off all these things. They don't want him to be mounting off, and this is a very high level and very very powerful moves because it affects the entire country. A CBN governor is running and hiding. A governor that was carrying out the orders of the president, or they are working in cahoots, is working in cahoots with the president, but yet the president barely even has enough power to protect him. That should tell you something. What is going on in the country is on another level. The kind of stuff that is going on, and I just wish that Nigerians or public speakers and even all these journalists that are supposed to be doing their job, how is it that I can add two and two together and see what is going on, and journalists are not calling it out? It shows their own corruption in it too. They are not calling this type of stuff out. That what is going on? Why are they hunting this guy constantly? It's just suddenly because he changed the currency. He's now, and when he changed the currency and limit the amount of money going out of accounts, one of the reasons why he did that, he actually said he wants to pull people back into the electronic system so that they can be using electronic transaction instead of cash-based transaction, because that is very very damaging to the economy. And which is correct, because you know what I used to say, that we need to be able to see government accounts, and so that we can be able to see what they are doing with our money. This is part of the process that can let that happen, because if everything is in electronics, you can't hide. This is how this in what they call it INEC. This election too is going to be difficult to rig, because once they have digital footprint, they can go and check it again. And when they find that you messed with it, it's easy to track who caused it. This is why these moves are important, and whatever they try to do, Nigerians should keep an eye on it, because this stuff will reduce corruption more than EFCC has done in 10 years. If they reduce, let's say, the currencies in circulation by about 50 or 60%, I'm telling you, that will reduce corruption more than EFCC have done in the last 10 years put together. Because nobody wants to do transactions where they know that they can be tracked. They don't want to do that. The one they want to do is the one they can give cash. And look at what they did to Okupe recently too. They are going after people that they know that are trying to change the system for the better. And for better or for worse, Buhari seems to be at the core of this. And I really think that Nigerians should learn how to somehow separate Buhari from the government itself. Because Buhari, that guy is operating like a rogue agent right now. He's not behaving like a party man. He is basically doing things within his party that most of his party members don't agree with. At least the powerful people in the party don't agree with. He's going to change currency without consulting the finance minister. He's asking the CBN chairman. You think Emefiele decided to limit the amount people can withdraw from the account without Buhari's consent? No, he did that with Buhari's consent. Buhari probably told him, do it. Whatever happens, I'll back you up. And that's what is happening now. So we have to pay. I think that's very, very important because it's really big. If they can bring a lot of the currency, the money that is being spent in Nigeria in a way that it can be tracked, that is that is one step removed from being able to track every single thing the government is doing with your money. Because now, even if they try to take it, because if you are tracking it today, they try to take the money out in cash, you will see that, and you're like, why are you taking so much cash out of the account? That is not right. Where are you taking our money? We don't. The little money we have, they are still stealing it. Because Nigeria, we don't have a lot of money. We are even borrowing money to buy petrol now. A continuation of inefficiency of our system. We just keep doing things. It's like we just keep shooting ourselves in the face constantly. It's just unbelievable. The lack of competence in some parts of the country, and some of them is just willful, because all these people going after the CBN right now, it tells you that there are wicked people in this country that will use the state. They literally send the DSS to go and arrest him. Why would the DSS go to court to go and arrest a CBN governor without the president say so? Why are people not asking all these big questions that is going on in their country? They are trying to forestall what these people are doing, and that really annoys me, because the only people that can truly be doing this, if you ask me, is going to be from the APC people that are about to come into power. That they feel that come into power, so they don't want all these changes to be made, and that tells you what is going to happen if they get into power. Why would you be against changes that will reduce corruption, that will allow people to be able to track what you are doing with money? And this is using the state to intimidate public officials. That too is a problem. You can't have people using the state to intimidate public officials. You can say whatever you like about Buhari. That guy is hands off. He doesn't care. If somebody indicts you, like, I don't care. If you come and rescue Kanu, I don't care. Let the judge do their job. That's the way he does his own things. You can say whatever you like about Buhari, and that stuff is good. But what I'm seeing is that the person, whoever is about to rule the country through APC, they are very, very interventionist. They went after Peter Obi's campaign chairman. They went after CBN. They are intimidating the military. That the military had to come out and say, we're not going to choose sides. Obasanjo is saying, I'm not going to get intimidated. Why ex-head of states are saying they are not going to get intimidated? And suddenly there's information coming out now that
Atiku is corrupt. The bigger question is, who is this person? Who is giving the order? I mean, this is the same question we've been asking.
They are shady, very shady people. And see, I cannot see the reason why I cannot name people, because you don't have evidence. But all I can say is that the people that are about to come into office and are about to win power, they don't like the change, and they are doing everything they can to thwart all these changes that are being put in place. And it's really, really shameful. Yeah, let me leave it at that anyway. In terms of security, we all know the solution. If they don't increase the size of the military, that is going to be a problem. They have to increase the size of the military, because we can't keep the country safe. They can't keep the country safe if the country is not well manned. I know that Peter Obi has talked about how he's going to increase the size too. All the political parties have said the same thing. But do you notice how they say that once and they keep quiet? But from consumption to production is 100 times. Boom, 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 boom. It's 100 times they will say it. But when it comes to securing the country, something that is most pertinent to many Nigerians on the ground and most of the diaspora, they don't say it often. I worry that whoever we're going to get is still going to be scared to do these things, because he knows if they do it, they are changing. They will change Africa, as well, not to mention Nigeria. Nigeria will be transformed. If our leaders decide now they want to recruit 1 million soldiers, watch what happens in Nigeria for the next 5 years. If Nigeria gets a military that is 1 million, just watch what happens in 5 years.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
Sinanja. Always good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you, Mr. Vine Maxwell. How are you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for being here. Let's hear from you, please.
Thank you so much, Sistema. The other day I was disappointed. We were about to come on, and the whole thing just went down. I don't know what happened that day. I think that was on Monday or thereabout. Good morning to you.
Oh, apologies for that, Mr. Vine Maxwell.
Good morning to you, my beautiful sister. Good morning to my co-panelists and our brothers and sisters that are listening all over the world. Good morning to Mr. Elvis. May God continue to bless all of you for this selfless job that you are doing. If you can at least help me, give me the main topic we are discussing, because I came late, Sister, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, let's see which one we have here readily. Okay, so the federal government has come out through the Minister of Finance, Budget Planning, come out to let us know that the federal government, borrow for fall importation. We also have in the news that over $1 billion has been spent to recover territories seized by terrorists, and this was said by Buhari while he was being awarded for holding the peace in the continent. Was given that award in Abu Dhabi. Those are the stories we are talking on. And of course, the Emefiele. Yesterday, the DSS came out and said that the DSS looking for Emefiele, clamoring for his arrest. That's all rumors. That the DSS are not after him. They have no business with him whatsoever. And while that was rather surprising to hear, we also saw in the papers that the heavy police presence around the Emefiele's apartment in Abuja, but the police force has come out to say that they are only there to man the place and to make sure that Emefiele does not run away. He has a $53 million debt from the Paris refund to give account of. That's what they have on him right now. All right, Mr. Vine Maxwell, that's as much as we're taking.
This one, these ones are highly loaded. I don't know which one to tackle. Okay, let me go to the security award that was given to him. You see, Nigeria, if there is a way that the people of the world can give award to the participation of Nigerian troops when we were there around the world, Yugoslavia, in the 80s, Lebanon, in the 60s, Congo, Sudan, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and many other places, Yugoslavia. Nigerians did well. I cannot, give you the fixed amount Nigeria wasted in Liberia. Some people said in the army Nigeria spent over $7 billion in Liberia. Nigeria was single-handedly supplying petrol, diesel, and other logistics that were used in Liberia by the rest of the ECOWAS community states that were present, including my own country, Ghana. Nigeria has the highest number of troops over there, close to 15,000. Whereas my own country here was not even up to 2,000. You see, and my country here, Ghana, was the ECOWAS chair when we went there in Liberia. He only provided 3 battalions. Nigeria provided more than a division. More than a division in that place. In fact, during my time, I was NIBAT 20. Nigerian Battalion Contingent 20, number 20. NIBAT 20. You see? So Nigeria wasted, apart from logistics, Nigeria also suffered huge losses in human resources in the main. Our strength were reduced. Some people will tell you that Nigeria lost over 3,000, troops in that country, Liberia, not even in Sierra Leone and other places. So if that they are going, if the world is a good place where marriages and other things are recognized, at least Nigeria deserves something, on that case, because I participated and many others. There are people that are not alive today to tell the story. And if you go to Yaba Military Hospital, you will still see the evidences of the wars our soldiers has fought. But coming to Nigeria, what have they done in the country? If it were another person that was there, other than the man that support that already is a sympathizer of Boko Haram in the north, I think Nigeria could have made a tremendous effort in stopping terrorism that is ravaging the entire Nigeria, ab initio from the north and now spreading to the south, and other non-state actors that have taken, the advantage in order to destroy that country. For me, I believe that there is serious trouble in that country, and that serious trouble is the originator of that serious trouble in Nigeria that makes Nigeria not to progress today, is the foundation Nigeria is operating with. And that has been my position. That has been my position. Systema. Many people might not like it, what I am saying, because I have seen and we have practiced. We were there when the 1999 Constitution was given. It was a military decree that was handed over to Nigerians in the name of Constitution, which the Nigerians did not gather and say, we agree to this. But when you look at the premise of that Constitution, it is said, we, the people of Nigeria. That is not true. That is a lie there facing us. But how can you walk, read through that Constitution, and you will see that people, other ethnic groups were single-handedly and given over the country to. And that is what is going on today. That is why I said the 1999 Constitution is anti the entire southern Nigeria. It is the same Constitution that made the North 19 states and the South 17 states. And that is how you represent yourself over there. In fact, if there is a bill that is going to benefit the entire southern Nigeria, once they send it there and the other people refused, that bill is gone. It will not pass into law. And that is why I told you that it's anti-South. Anybody that is going there that is going to uphold the same document, my sister will continue to shout and talk and lament as we are doing today. It is not going to be easy, my people. It is not going to be easy. I just pray if P2B becomes the president of Nigeria, let's see what is going to happen. As for me, with that, if Nigeria is not renegotiated and people are refusing for a renegotiated Nigeria, then let everybody go their way. That is my own position. Oduduwa, Biafra, don't go their way. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, Mr. Maxwell, thank you for your submission. Mr. Chooks, good day to you, sir, and thank you for your patience. Good to have you on the broadcast. Let's hear from you, Mr. Chooks. All right, Mr. Chooks, I guess I'll come back to you. Please talk to me on the private chat when you are available. Mr. Chubuzo, this is another call for you. If you would like to give a submission now, or you want us to move on, Mr. Chubuzo.
Yeah. Thank you once again.
Thanks up.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well, sir.
Okay, because I had a strange voice. Sorry about that. He can tell us all he wants that he spent over 1 billion, to claim some territories from Boko Haram. This is like a film, I don't know how to say this. You spent over 1 billion to tell to reclaim land from a terrorist, but you are this terrorist. I mean, Nigerians should go where he keep our money. Because I don't understand bodies as hostage, and yet you have the boldness to come and tell those spending their money on this very purpose, to tell them that you spent over 1 billion. For me, that is, and I had Tuna just said we should separate Buhari from this government. Is that not what we're talking about tonight? That's what we're talking about. Who is in charge here? How can you say that? How can we even think about that? We elected one president. We didn't elect presidency. That is a fact. And whenever we keep saying, give Buhari kudos for separating himself, keeping mute, or saying, I'm going to give you a credible election, are we begging him for credible election? We are not begging it. It's our constitutional right. That's why we have the right to go out there and vote. That is pure and simple. If we know that it's not going to be free and fair and credible, why are we wasting our time? He should please stop saying that. I hate when I hear that from him, because he's making a fool of us. He is supposed to be the commander in chief. When he says stop, stop and stop. And that cannot happen. You're chasing him all over the place with DSS. The next thing we were told, oh, we are not chasing him. The next thing we are there to protect him. Who are we going to believe in this case? This is why I keep saying Nigerian government presently is run like gangsters. Gangsters run this present government. We cannot continue to live like this. Nigerians, go out there, make your choice, make your decision how you want to be governed. Because it's obvious now, with what is going on in Nigeria, if we miss this opportunity to choose how we will be governed, it will be very, very grievous for us. I cannot understand why, he can even come up to talk about, terrorism. We are expecting from him to give us hope that
Okay,
election will be
Mr. apologies. I'm not sure, but I think it's from your end. Okay, definitely from your end.
Yeah, can I add something to that? I think we are able to separate Peter Obi from the PDP, and for some reason, why do you think people are able to do that? Because sometimes there are differences of opinion within groups. I think when we lump groups together, this is why generalization is not good. Have to take people for what they are. Buhari may be an incompetent leader in so many ways. He may be somebody that is very aloof, but some of the things that he's instructing the CBN leader to do is valid things that needs to be done. What do you want him to do? Ask him to start stealing money too? He's going to do things that are going to help the country, and you have to see that there are also people within his party that are trying to frustrate it. He's the one in charge, but clearly you can see that there are powerful forces in the party.
He has not stolen. He himself has not stolen. Buhari has not stolen.
Have you found anything that he has stolen? If you find anything he has stolen, you show us now so we can call him out. He is saying that he doesn't have any asset outside Nigeria, not one land outside Nigeria.
Now. What do you want him to tell you? He will tell you that he has stolen.
He would tell such a lie, something that can easily be verified.
So Niger, tell me, all the money that this man has borrowed, without nothing to show for. So where this money, where are they going? If he has not stolen.
See, how are you able to separate Peter Obi from PDP?
All right,
or you can't separate another person?
Let's allow Mr. Chooks finish his submission, please. Mr. Chooks, please round off your submission. I know you were not done. Please round off your submission. So we have an open house conversation at this point. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm still there, Ima. I think you stopped me while I was starting. Miss Ima.
Yeah, I was trying to get your attention. Mr. Sunaija wanted
Yeah,
to chip
I
in.
was,
Yeah, please go on.
I was I think it's from your side. Yeah, I think. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say, just like Tunaja, is here, and they constantly defending somebody we elected to do the job. I mean, Tunaja, this is quite funny. That you can come out here boldly
Mr. Chooks is breaking.
as educated.
Yeah, his line is messed up a little bit. I find it ironic that they can separate Peter Obi from has done a lot of harm, but they can't separate. You have to learn when to separate people. Sometimes a gang, even a gang of robbers, have differences.
Tunaja, listen. You see, Tunaja, listen. There are things. Peter Obi is not yet the president of Nigeria. He is not under oath to defend that as fraudulent as that constitution of Nigeria is. He is not under oath to defend it. So you can separate him from whatever he is saying because he has no mandate to protect or dish out instructions to the armed forces in order to secure the country. The banner or the role of protecting Nigerians and their property lies on the president of the country who has the mandate to do so. If your primary responsibility in a country as a president is to protect lives and property, and you have failed in doing it, you don't deserve to be called a president. You should get out of that very place. Are you going to blame me for insecurity? Who is in charge of the armed forces of that country? When Goodluck Jonathan was there, didn't you see what was going on? Abacha, Abu Salam, a military head of state, didn't you see how Nigeria was secured? Abacha, before he died, this is a military head of states. Didn't you see how Nigeria was secured at least? Only the political openings that were dealt with at that time, people ran away. Although me, I have my reservation for military, head of states or regimes. But this man, Ab Initio, showed you people in Nigeria that he is sympathetic. There's some sort of empathy for Boko Haram, and you people voted him in. Today, look at it. Nigeria is worse than it was yesterday. Insecurity is all over. 7 local governments in Niger State is controlled by terrorists. Briningwari, a known Christian place, Briningwari in Kaduna, is now under the control of the Ansaru sect. The other day, a bishop was killed in Niger State. So many like that, even in the south. South is not left out. And you say you have a president? And you say we should extricate him from all the patterns that is going in Nigeria as a head of state, as a CNC commander-in-chief? What are you saying? Yes, sir.
Mr. Vai, I have a question for Tunaja. Tunaja, I want you to just give me a plain response to this question. You said we should separate Buhari from what is happening. Huh?
Sometimes.
I want to ask you now.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Wait, not sometimes. That is what you just said. You said we should support separating that he has not stolen, or we want him to steal. So I now ask you, has he not steal? Okay, you said he has not steal. All this money that he has borrowed, that he has nothing to show for, where are they going to? If he has not stolen, as you said, where is the money now? We have not seen any development with that money. We have not seen anything to show for in Nigeria. But with that money that he has borrowed, those billions, trillions, where is the money right now if Buhari has not stolen? Or is it this person, Obi, I has to go and ask that question? Obi that is not a president of the country. Just answer me.
from what he said, he doesn't have any resources to really pay what he said himself, and it's a bold statement to make because he knows people can find out what he has stolen. And this is the thing. Now, this is one of the reasons why I didn't even support Tinubu, because if you have a weak center, Buhari is not a very very strong center. You have this in ministers and actors in your party that will be doing things that is outside the control of the center, and you see that in the APC with this.
How to Niger? How?
Let me give
Please
you
explain that portion.
okay,
Yeah,
I will try to
please.
give you an example. Like when he decided to do the currency all over again without consulting the finance this minister, that is a sign of differences that he didn't want her to know for whatever reason, because maybe her loyalty is to some other power broker in the party or in the country.
Who employed her, please? Who employed her?
So you don't know that to employ people in political parties, you can be people to be in your cabinet based on influence of some other candidate. You know that already. You know how politics works.
To Niger, I don't know. To Niger, I don't know whether you are actually a real Nigerian or you are not. Look, for me, I still have soft spot for Nigeria because my mother comes from that part. Until Biafra comes, we are still under Nigeria. I don't know the kind of soft spot you have for this guy. A man that promised you so much. Listen, I'm coming. A man that promised you so much. In fact, he said, I am going to be the minister for petroleum. I want to know what is actually going on there. Under his watch, 800,000 barrels of crude oil is being stolen on daily basis. And like to Niger, you say we should extricate him from all these things
No,
that are
I
happening.
didn't say that.
No, I'm coming. Do you know how? In fact, if it is in other jurisdictions, in other same countries, Muhammadu Buhari should have been impeached by now for one, failing to protect lives and property in that country. But I don't know what is wrong with. I don't know why Nigerians are so lukewarm. People are dragging their feet. So I don't know how. Why are you people allowing a man that is incompetent, that cannot, you cannot travel 20, 50, 100 kilometers now without looking at your shoulders? What is wrong with you people in that place? A country that's supposed to pull other African countries out. A country that's supposed to be better than some of the European countries. But you people, with enormous resources and so on and so forth. This man promised to come and deliver. Has he delivered? Nigeria today, before he came there, 80-something million Nigerians were below poverty line. Today, 135, still counting, million Nigerians are below poverty line. According to Obi, combined, that is the population of people in Nigeria, and the percentage is more than China and India combined, according to him. And you say that country is a good country and you have a good government, that we should exempt him from all these malfeasance that are going on in that country? Hell no, my brother. Hell no.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for that. For that beat, that was a good one. So, I've been following this conversation. The question now is: so, who do we blame for what is happening? Someone has to take the blame, and who else than the head? Who else than the head? But I will come back to that. We'll come back to that, Mr. Tunaja. We have to move on. This is only the newspaper review.
I will blame my grandmother. Because I just say I should not blame Buhari.
I will come back.
Seriously, I never said that. Now it is turning round again. I never said such. So okay. I don't know why you're saying that.
We'll come back to that. Thank you to each and every one of you that has held it down with us on today's newspaper review. Ozigwe Wilfred. All right, message. Thank you for the message. Please let prayers be up for our dear country. All right, Tony South, Agati, I am fine. Thank you very much. Mr. Omarojo, you asked how I was doing. I'm well, thank you. Thank you for being on this broadcast. Thank you to Chooks. Thank you also to Mommy Diaspora. Thank you to each and every one of you that has held it down with me. Wisdom Lucky, how you doing? Joshua John, good to have you on this broadcast. Thank you very much for being here with us. Thank you to Mark Irabo, Agnes A, Ozigbe Wilfred. Thank you very much. Friday, Femi, thank you for being on this broadcast. And of course, Osagofo, to you watching the replay, how you doing? It's good to have you on here. Please take our time to like this broadcast. And you're watching. If you're yet to like the broadcast, please take our time to do so. Thank you very much. Do well to join us on our every other broadcast. Do well to show some love by supporting us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. And also, like in every broadcast, sharing, inviting people, talk to someone about Niger Watch today. Thank you very much to my amazing panelists. Thank you for a wonderful section. It is not going to be the question as usual. So there's another question coming to each and every one of you to answer. All thanks to, of course, each and every one of you on the broadcast. So now, with this argument going on, okay, so Niger, I will start with you because I want you to clarify yourself, before I throw it out as a question or something said, by you. So you are saying that sometimes we should not blame the president for what is happening, or you are saying that we should not even blame him at all for what is happening in the country. Please correct that.
What I said was they should separate him. You see, this is in they talk about. I'm not assigning blame yet. I'm talking about separating him, so you understand that there is a division there. And look at his action that he's taking. It doesn't mean even those actions could be blamed. You could have to lay on him for those actions too. I never assign blame. I'm not saying he's blameless. I'm saying you should have to separate him because he's doing things as if he's a rogue agent within the government himself. Him and Emefiele now, they seem to be in a doghouse where they are doing things like, it's weird. It's really strange to see the CBN and the CBN acting with the orders of the president still being in trouble. It's really strange thing to be seen. So you have to separate that and say, you know what is going on here? I'm not saying he's not to be blamed for all these failures. He has a lot of failures. So that is all I'm saying. To separate him, and we have to do that because we do that with Peter Obi. We do that every time. You are saying because he's not sworn in. Yeah, how many people have Peter Obi called out for corruption in his party? Was he not under this article as a VP? So I don't know why we do this.
I'm sure every other person understands but me. So let's take this back to the basics, right? She make we blame presidents for waiting they happen and be make we no blame her with everything they happen for country as now. Who we go blame? Is it our fault that he is in infighting with his own government that took him 6 months to birth and is working against his government? Who do we blame? What do we say to what's happening in our country?
Accountable. He's ultimately responsible. He has to be held accountable for all failings in his government. Even if he's separated him, like when I say we should separate him, he's still the head. And I think whoever said something about him being the head, you have to hold the head accountable. If there is a head that should go on the chopping block, he go on the chopping block because he took the position. And if you fail, you pay the price for it. And this is what I talk about accountability. When you fail, there shouldn't be no excuse for it. But I worry sometimes that the way Nigerians behave, they condemn and condemn and condemn. Like that's how they condemn Jonathan. Then when he left office, suddenly he's the best president ever. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be seeing the positives and the negatives of the individual and judge them accordingly. Even if I see the positive in maybe what this in Buhari has done, I still know he's ultimately accountable and he has failed by and large on so many areas. But there are also other factors that are at play during his time in office that if Nigerians are not seeing it, I don't understand. Some people don't like to see it. They just act maybe because they don't just like him or they don't. Because I've seen people that have said, oh, they hated Tinubu when he went to Chatham House, but they are now okay because it's Peter Obi that went to Chatham House. That is the kind of stuff that we really need to stop. Just because we like the person, just because the stuff favors us, we change based on that.
All right, thank you for that clarification, Mr. Tunanja. Thank you very much. Okay, Madam Rita, it's good to have you with us on this broadcast. Madam Rita says Peter Obi's business is to get to Aso Rock. Let APC and PDP expose and accuse themselves. Honestly, in the papers today, we had Atiku, first of all, saying Tinubu is a thief. Then Tinubu is responding saying Atiku is a thief. But I mean, in all of this back and forth, nobody's yet to call Peter Obi a thief, or the only tag
Thief,
they've given to him is
this
being
ever thief,
stingy.
thief, 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 thief.
So so it feels like having a Jesus in between a Barnabas and what's the name of the other team, by the way. But nice. This is why I come to you to give your final submission in line with the elections that is just around the corner. Please talk to Nigerians.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Ima. Everybody know the truth, no matter how they will try to defend Buhari. Buhari and his administration, like Mohammed, people around him in this government, they have failed. You understand? What some people are trying to tell us here that it's just like as Putin sent it took war to Ukraine now. So when they want to persecute him later, they will leave Putin to go and arrest his grandmother. That is what some people is telling us to do. That we are going to hold Putin responsible. That is how government works. He's the head. You understand? You are not going to arrest another person for another person's sin. No. If we want to persecute or probe anybody tomorrow concerning what happened, the atrocity that happened in Nigeria today, it's going to be Buhari and his delegates. Very simple. You understand? So all those one way that they try to come, they defend them. It not feel work. You understand? So I just urge Nigerians to go and pick up their PVC and vote Peter Obi, and let's change the system of that country. Let's have a good governance so that we can brought all these people to book for the evil and the atrocity they have done to Nigeria. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Brother Nice. Thank you for being on this broadcast with me. Mr. Chubuzo, please let's have your final submission, sir.
Yeah, thank you once again, Emma. Whatever happened to the system or government in a country like Nigeria, we are seeing a lot of corruption, insecurity, all kind of injustice that is happening around the people of Nigeria. And don't forget that the president is the one person who have all the powers, especially in Nigerian system of government. So because of that, all the blame should go to the president. Whether we find him guilty or we didn't find him guilty, whether we have evidence or we don't have evidence, we don't need evidence, as you can see for yourself as a Nigerian. Do you need evidence to see that Buhari have misled Nigerians or put Nigeria into insecurity situation, put Nigerians into poverty, killings, murders, kidnapping? Do you need any evidence? A minister of petroleum, under his watch, a ship came and go. A ship was loaded with crude oil and burned down because somebody blew whistle. So, and nothing has been done up to today. So we don't need any evidence to conclude or to prosecute such act or behavior in this kind of system. So if it's to me, Buhari is 100% guilty of this present government that misled Nigeria. So any person who tried to protect Buhari, it doesn't need any evidence. I have my concern for Nigeria when he was trying to exempt Buhari in this very act, because he is a minister of petroleum. I don't know how you're going to exempt him. Petroleum has been stolen. All kind of oil pipeline has been stolen. So now nobody wants to blame. Nobody wants to claim the criminality or thief. Miss Emma, tell the whole Nigerians to call me that thief. Let me take it by my own self. Know that I'm a thief, since Buhari can't take it. And other criminal syndicate they have built can't take it. Call me that thief. Let me take it. Then let's take it from there. So Nigerians have to be wise this time around and know what they want. Buhari is 100% guilty. Anytime there will be a change of system, I believe there will be a panel of inquiry, and his president must be there, and he have to come and tell Nigeria how far he governed Nigeria. Thank you.
We cannot hear. Is
I
Emma
think he's
there?
done talking. I think he's done talking, Mr. Chibuzo. I cannot be the one to tell people to call you by that name.
No, I'm done. I'm
I
done
want to
talking.
join
I'm done talking. I'm done talking.
that. All right. Okay, let's move on then. Let's move on to okay, Mr. Tunanja. Mr. Tunanja, let's have your final submission. And thank you for joining us on this broadcast today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This in Emma. I think we have to learn things. We can't just go by dismissing everything anybody does, good or bad, just because we don't like him or because there are some negatives in what he's done. That we just dismiss the entire thing. Because nobody knows what it's like to rule. Because when you actually sit on that chair, then you know. The truth is, the U.S. in 2020 lost 45,000 gun violence alone, not from any other deaths. Gun violence. If Nigeria lost that amount of people a year, we'll be losing our mind right now. The way some of our people behave. The reason why it doesn't come across as that kind of number in America, because they sanitize it. They make it look like it's normal. That they are the one deciding that they want to do that. And maybe that's what they are doing. And they are prosperous too. They have good jobs. They have all those things. Nigerians flock there to go and die for that country. But yet, look at the numbers they are losing every year. Can you say Nigerians lost 45,000 people in this year from all the activities of banditry and everything? We are going to lose our mind if that happened in this country. To keep things in perspective on that. Maybe that's what elites see that ordinary people don't see. And I don't know who conditions the ordinary people to think like this. To think that anything that happens, oh, let's just lose our mind. Nigeria belongs in that class of country like America, like India, like China, all those other countries. That's what we belong. We just haven't manifested it. That's why it looks like everything is all over the place. Himself has said he hasn't stolen. If anybody has any evidence that he has a house overseas, they should bring it out. If they have any evidence that he has investment, they should bring it out. Something tells me that they will. If they have anybody has anything on him, they will bring it out because people don't like that guy. So I'm just saying it's easy to just say somebody is bad, but you need evidence to just say the person is actually, because we don't have any evidence to show that this guy has any investment overseas. And you have to be thankful to God that you have a president that can actually be able to say that. Because I don't know how many African government presidents can say that. Then secondly, given going on in the country that we, even under his government, we say that he's petroleum minister. Where did the revelation came from that all this stuff was stolen? Was he still not in charge when all those things came? Because I think what he is a weak president. That is obvious. He's a weak president being controlled. Remember, Tinubu boasted about bringing him into office.
You think that's the only fault in Buhari's government?
Oh, no, that's one of the central one, because him as a person, when he ran Nigeria the first time, he wasn't corrupt. He was after fighting against corruption when he ran Nigeria the first time. But why do you think he couldn't do that now? Because there are people, when you are in politics, there are people that are actually more powerful sometimes, or a group of people that when they come together, they are more powerful than the president.
Let's try to understand this, right? Let's say the country, the entire country is too big. There are people, his ministers, he has, hands on. So he probably, because he's too weak in your words, he doesn't take time to scrutinize jobs being done, departments, industries, and all of that. Let's talk about his own ministry.
Yeah. Petroleum,
He's a
isn't
minister for petroleum. Yes. NNPCL,
Yeah.
nothing has been remitted into all through last year. In short, nothing is in. So let's look at his own department. What is the excuse for the failure in his own department?
You know what I think is the failure in his own department? That is also comes down to weakness. It's not because he is the one running away with all the money. It's because he cannot control the people stealing the money. He cannot control them. He is the one that has revealed the truth of what they are stealing right now. Is he not the one? He's in office when they reveal all the truth. You see, he commissioned somebody to investigate all this stuff. They reveal all the truth of what is going on in the system. So it tells you that there is a division. And we know in politics in Nigeria, it's always about power brokers. They are always making deals. Tinubu boasted about getting helping this in Buhari getting into office. Do you think he did that for free? He did that. Buhari had to sacrifice some things to him. That is all the problems you are seeing in government. And I hope this Peter Obi never does that, because when you do that, what will happen into government, you are controlling certain areas, other areas you can't say anything about it because you signed it away to some power broker that got into office. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Tunanger, I know I'll be hearing from you very soon because Madam Rita is here for you. Madam Rita, it's good to have you on the broadcast today. Thank you for being here. Let's hear from you already. And to my other panelists, apologies, please. Thank you. Madam Rita, let's hear from you, please.
Oh, hi. Okay. Good morning, Ima. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Tunaija, I don't know. I know you live in diaspora, and I'm quite. I don't know whether to say shocked or not shocked, by your narrative that Buhari has said, he doesn't have any properties in the U.S. or London, or well, we don't even know if he has it. Did he tell you that? Did he specify? If he specified and said, I don't have any property in the US or America, well, people should specify. Possibly he has a property in Niger Republic, he has a property in Saudi Arabia, he has a property in Dubai. In fact, the UAE, as a matter of fact, he has a property in Spain. I'm shocked that you even said that. His family, his immediate family, particularly don't even live in Nigeria. So but when you make such statements like that, you try to pontificate him sort of. And I think it's an insult to the intelligent Nigerians that actually know what's going on. If the president say I don't have any property here and there, we all know they use proxies. They put these proxies these properties in their children's names. It is somebody, Galadima, that said, look at the family of Buhari and his wife. Most of them couldn't even have transportation money. But guess what? Go to the north. They own estates. They own estates everywhere in the cities. All of a sudden, some of them don't even have a car. Now they all have expensive vehicles. So what are we talking about here? Let us not pontificate it. We are all Nigerians. We know what is going on. So you can't. So I think it's quite wrong and misleading, in my own opinion, for you to say that Buhari has said this. Meaning what? You and I know he's lying. You and I know he's lying. You see, it's this kinds of behavior that we accept, sort of, that made some of us even accept to even bring Buhari back in the first place. Seriously speaking, because somebody like this, you say, okay, he's ineffective, or he's not a good commander in chief. Didn't we see all these things in the beginning? Is age an excuse now for his lapses? We shouldn't make excuses for anybody that has taken the oath of office. Do not take any excuse for them. And you even bringing the issue of, definitely in any political scene, there is always people that make deals. You give me this, I'll give you that. I don't see Peter Obi as that kind of person that will have an oligarch come to him and say, hey, this is the deal we're going to make. And if you do it when you're in government, we're going to be in charge of, for example, petroleum industry. And then so when they are messing up, Peter Obi cannot speak. No, even Peter Obi coming out as president and going to as president, I won't even say candidate, because he's the president of Nigeria as far as I am concerned. Don't you even think that a lot of all these oligarchs have come to meet him? If he didn't accept them now, what makes you think he will accept them as president? What makes you think so? He has even demonstrated it when he was even an Anambra State governor. Do you know the number of rich billionaires they have come to him to make the Otto Eze that is talking? At least Charlie Boy said this is the reason why Otto Eze is going against Peter the Rock Obi. He has said it because it's one of those deals that you are talking about. He has rejected all of them. Even with this campaign, he has rejected a lot of them. Do you think that Peter Obi is just there and nobody's coming to meet him? All the oligarchs from every part of Nigeria, they have come to meet this guy. He cannot be compromised. That is why they are fighting tooth and nail to attack him. So please, let us stop misleading people with our comments. Fine, you can educate people, but at least come down to earth and go down to the reality. I cannot believe anything Buhari says right now, because he's a big god in all ramifications. Look at all the service chiefs. Look at all the head of parastatals. What does that tell you? What does the body language tell you? Patami today, that is the head of communications. Patami today, is he trying to tell me that he doesn't have access to people who are making telephone calls? Who placed him there? Who is the head of EFCC? Who placed him there? What geographical location does he come from in Nigeria? Look at the army. Look at the police. Look at the judicial system. It's a mess, and it's all centered on religious bigotry. It's all centered on tribe. So please don't come here and pontificate Buhari at all. Buhari is a bad representation of leadership in all ramifications. And the only thing Buhari has achieved, his main achievement is that he has kind of opened the eyes of a lot of Nigerians to tell us this is what the extremists and bigots like him are planning to do to Nigerians and Nigeria as a country. That's the only thing he has achieved. He has divided the country. Nobody trusts anybody. In fact, he has bastardized the Fulani tribe because henceforth in Nigeria, he has put that scar that nobody, especially from the Southern extraction, especially from those people who are in the IDP camps, will ever trust any Fulani. That is the damage he has done to that tribe. No matter what, we always look at Fulani with one eye because we don't trust them. Who started it? Buhari. So that's all I have to say for now. Let us not pontificate that man. He's a bad leader. He has caused pain and sorrow for Nigerians. Pain and sorrow.
You see, when Peter Obi was talking at Chatham House, there was one comment he made that I actually said here a few weeks ago. That's the last couple of times when I was here. I said, physically on the ground, Nigeria might be doing better. That the reason why people really feel, partly the reason why people are feeling very, very bad right now is because they are beginning to realize how badly their government have been in the past and currently still is, because of the social media and all the rest of it. Peter Obi basically echoed that same statement in Chatham House, because I have seen a case where people believe that crime is going up, while actually crime is coming down in terms of from the police records, because sometimes the fear of crime might be different from what is actually happening on the ground. In the UK,
in which country?
In the UK itself. So the same thing may be going on because of the social media. Now we're now seeing how other people are being governed, how other countries look. The disaffection within the country is increasing because of that. And you can argue that either the government should control people's access to this type of media because it could destabilize the country, because this could be a weapon, or that they use it to do better for themselves. Peter Obi is opting to using it to do better for the country. Maybe that's the right thing to do. So, but we have to understand. That's why I said when a country that suffers 45,000 deaths a year can be calm, but Nigeria suffers less, but we go irate, it tells you that there's a conditioning going on there that doesn't seem to be right. It's because we are the truth is we are poor. That's the real problem. We are poor, lack this thing integrity. We have lack this thing honor. We go out to India, they are kicking us out. We go out to Dubai, they are kicking us out. And our people are crying to remain. When people are treating them badly, because we feel almost destitute. Our people are traveling and running away. The reason why all these things are happening is because our people don't want to focus on their country.
That's not the problem. The problem is
I think, oh my God.
There are things that are bigger than Buhari. I don't know why you people don't understand that there are things that are actually bigger than Buhari. Some things are bigger than him. He's not responsible for COVID-19.
I disagree with
He's
you.
not responsible for field crisis.
This line you are going, allow me to make my own point. Wait. You just relax. You've made your point. Let others make their point.
There are things that are even bigger than Joe Biden.
Mr. Sunaija, we have to move on. We have to move on, please. But Mr. Brian Maxwell, let's have your submission, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Emma. I'm just wondering the direction to Nigeria is going with all these, let me say, excuses that this brother is making.
Go and disagree with Peter Obi openly. Disagree with Peter Obi openly now. If I say what Peter Obi said,
hold on.
And you are supposed to be Obi supporters.
Hold on. I am not. Look, let me tell you, if you have studied me here, I am for the dissolution of that country, because the foundation on which that Nigeria is being operated upon is not progressive, rather retrogressive. You can see it happening. 60-something years of independence. You can't boast of anything. Is Buhari the worst president that has ever come to them? What of the past that came? What did they do? What did they do to the Nigerian people? We are here crying. You ran away from your place and you are in the United States, you are benefiting because of Second Amendment. Do you know that in the United States you have right to carry arms if you're of same mind? Do you know that you have right to carry arms? You have right to bear arms in the United States due to what the people did. Do you know how many people died to secure America the way you are living in it now? Do you know the people that died? Do you know how much the number of Nigerians that have been killed on daily basis, if not by terrorists, bad road, lack of medical health, and so on? Do you know the rate at which Nigerians have been suffering right now as we speak due to noise pollution and the release of carbon monoxide in the atmosphere due to this excessive use of generators or gensets? Do you know that? You are over there enjoying. Look at me. Don't ever compare Nigeria with United States or any of the least European countries. Please compare Nigeria with her fellow African countries. We live there. If Nigeria is so good for you, why can't you come back there and live there and pass through what these Nigerian people that are living there are passing through? They can't travel. The road is a death trap for them. Even as poor as Ghana, we have good road networks. The road Kwame Nkrumah built 1950s is what we are still using today. One of them is the Tema motorway that will take you from Tema to Accra. It's still there, concrete. We are still using it till today. What has your government done to you that you are exempting this man? The man, on what ground did the man, on what ground did you elected him, irrespective of what he did and his position about the terrorists in the country that were ravaging north that time, that never even entered into the south as it is right now? What did he promise you? And today, you are now here saying which. Do you want to tell me if it is Peter Obi that is the president, appointed all Igbo people or all from Igbo, ethnic side, that you will say what you are saying today? You just blame Peter Obi.
So Emefiele is Fulani now.
Hold on, my brother.
Chief of Defense Staff is Fulani.
You just blamed Peter Obi right now. That people did not blame him, but they blamed Tinubu. What happened if Peter Obi has the mandate and control of the armed forces and he is reneging from doing it? What will you do? You will call his head, to the slaughterhouse. Let me tell you why Buhari must be blamed for everything that is going on in Nigeria. You remember the Serbian War, Rajak Milovic is now serving his term in The Hague.
Mr. Max, you're running out of time. Just round up your submission in a minute, please. Thank you very much.
Okay. Rajak, that man, the Bosnian man is there in jail today in The Hague. Chancellor is there in The Hague suffering because he was the head of all those places. And you want us to extricate a man that brought poverty, bloodshed, destruction in Nigeria simply because you like him or you feel that we don't like him? My brother, don't do this. If you are doing this, the death of those people that have died in this mess under this man will be upon you. Thank you and God bless you.
Mr. By Maxwell, okay, I better go. These are just submissions. Okay, but Mr. Tunaija, for the fact we have the facts out there. It's, saying we don't have, we don't see up to 45,000 deaths. I don't know. That just came off.
From gun violence alone,
not
from car accident in the US, not from other things, not from diabetes in the
even one
US.
death is enough for a president to resign. Even one death is enough for a president to resign.
You see that kind of. That's the kind of talk this guy. You see, do you know how many people that understand?
Look, you are well educated to
I don't understand. Can you be a leader?
You are very well educated to understand what I'm saying. I say even one death, when you look at the constitution of that country, even one death is enough.
Okay, let's stop being childish. You're an ex-military man. Come on, stop saying that.
Mr. Chooks, please, let's have your final submission. Gentlemen, please stay muted. Please, let's move on. Thank you. Please, Mr. Chooks, let's have your final submission.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you once again, Miss Emma. It's a I just want to thank the previous speakers, especially Madam Rita, who came in to let do Niger know that being intelligent is not enough for you to think that others don't know what they're saying. You know, many people are suffering. And before I start, to Niger, please stop comparing Nigeria to America. Let me tell you the difference. In that your comparison of 45,000 die of gunshots, right? The difference is this: when those people die of gunshots, they got justice. Okay, they got justice. There's nothing they can do, right? But if you do that, you pay for that. That is the difference. If Nigeria is doing that to Niger, I personally will not come here to tell you that Buhari is to be blamed. Because wherever anybody dies and he makes sure there's justice there, I will not come here to tell you it's the fault of Buhari that those people died. But because those people are dying, Buhari are rewarding those who are killing them. And you want to come here to exonerate him. I look at you as a very, very intelligent person, but I'm beginning to have my doubts. Maybe it's because of your he's a member of your ethnic group, and that blinds you to say the fact. There's a simple truth that he is the Minister of Petroleum. Nobody begged him. This is the first time I hear in Nigeria that the president is the minister of a certain sector. Nobody queried him, and yet he did nothing there. And you are here to defend that. You are here to defend that we gave him our mandate to Niger. If Buhari is not representing me, I am equal to fight this fight. But he came out saying that he can, defend all of us, and we gave him that permission to do so. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sorry. So that is not enough excuse for you to come and tell us that we should forget, that we should exonerate him from the rest of the district. Because if he says today, you are a minister of finance and you are not doing your job, go. That person don't have any choice but to go. So please, I beg you to stop telling Nigerians this. Because I hear you most times saying the reason we're having the issues we're having is because we don't question these people. And now you are attacking the people who are questioning them. I don't get that.
No. So to be fair, I'm not attacking people for questioning the disease. When you are questioning it in an erroneous manner, like now they are accusing him of choosing only Fulani this thing. When clearly Mefele is not Fulani, chief of defense, we know many people in his government are
I
not
can't
Fulani.
believe what you are
You just keep saying all
saying.
this.
I can't believe what you are saying.
To Niger, what is
What are you
It's a
saying?
Mefele Fulani. What are you not believing? It's a Mefele
Are
Fulani.
you not the same person? Are you not the
Oh
same?
my
Were you
God.
not the same person that said that during the What Republic, that Igbos were dominating everywhere? Were you not the same person that said it in one man show?
They were dominant.
Were
They
you
were
not the
not
same
rigging
person that
anything for
made that
themselves.
comment in one man show the other day? Were you
Mr.
not the same person? Why
Tunanja,
are you making the same?
Mr.
Is it
Tunanja,
false?
Is nepotism not a crime in the Nigerian constitution?
No.
Is it not
You
a
have to
crime?
understand that.
Even if
Oh
is
man.
it not a crime in Nigerian constitution? My brother, why are you doing this? Why are
Nations
you
have
making other people
variations.
that doesn't have
See,
your own opinion, that will not agree with your own opinion, as useless or illiterate?
no, I'm not
okay,
saying it's useless.
Mr.
I'm just trying
Tunanja,
to let you
Mr.
understand where I'm coming
Tunanja,
from.
you said something. You said it's Emefiele, a Fulani man. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
saying that. But the president is the president. That's the number one office. The president has influence on Emefiele. Now, let's push Emefiele aside. You talk about who is the chief of defense staff. In fact, they just appointed, it's not
Irabo.
the man from Delta State. I've forgotten his name. Erabo from Delta
Yes,
State.
Irabo.
The Agbo man. Do you know that in the Nigerian army, when we talk about hierarchy, there is a deliberate, I repeat, there is a deliberate process of pinning down people from the southern extraction not to go high in their ranks. If you don't know what is even going on in the army, to Nigeria, don't even go there. I don't want to start off. Don't even go there. Now, let's go to the justice system. The disgraceful act of putting, what's his name? The one that was forcibly retired because he was found wanting, in the misappropriation of funds in the judiciary, the Islamic scholar, somebody that has
the Sharia man.
Thank you. This is somebody that was removed. It was not even his turn. If you want to go to the hierarchy, the vice president, I mean, we all know the story. The vice president placed the right man on again to be the chief judge of the Federal Republic. What happened when this man came back? Because of the oligarchs and the so-called Fulani and Jeddah people all around him, because those are the people he placed around him. What happened? They removed somebody who was supposed to be there, and he put back an Islamic teacher back to okay, now looking at the Navy now, let's go to the Navy. Where did they place the Navy headquarters? Navy, that is the army that's supposed to be in charge of the waterways, right? Why did they move it to the north as dry land? Does that make sense to you? Who is in charge of immigration? Who is in charge of immigration? Go to all the immigration offices, all the people in charge of forget about even the Comptroller General right now. All the people in the hierarchy positions where they make key decisions for Nigeria, they are all from Fulani extraction. Take it or leave it. Go and do your investigation. Mr. Two Nigeria, I know you are very vast and intelligent.
Can I
Go and
list
do
some
your
of the
investigation.
ministers
So don't people
on
bring
this?
Emefiele as an excuse. Even Emefiele is somebody that can be tossed and turned. Do you know why they're protecting him now? Because he's the one that is doing their dirty work. That is the Fulani way. They use
Ekeazo is
horrible
Southern.
people like Emefiele to do their dirty job. So please, let's not get it twisted. We all know that there's a high level of listen, sir. We all know that there's a high level of nepotism, religious debauchery in the system of Nigeria under the auspices of Buhari. So see, there's no way around it. Yes, sir. There's no way around it, Mr. Tunaja. There's no way around it. You know what I'm talking about. Please don't repeat Nigerians to say it's Emefiele for Fulani. There is something our intelligence here, sir.
My boss, just give me a second. Give me a second. Let me explain. I think
you know what is going on in the army. You really know. You won't say what you are saying.
Concede some of the points you are making, and so that you understand the context I view these things. When you say some part of the military is basically being dominated by certain groups in the country, that is the way it is even in the US, in any country. There's always certain sections of society.
You are wrong. I have to interrupt you. You are wrong.
Okay, you are saying I'm wrong.
But the United States of America, they're not under tribes. Go back to Africa. Forget America right now. Forget. Listen, if it was so bad, we had a black woman, a Nigerian woman, an Igbo woman who had a high ranking position in the American army. So don't even
a brigadier general equivalent. Yes, a brigadier general equivalent.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please, don't even compare American.
But they have that in Nigeria too. Nigeria has a defense minister that is from Agbo, like you just said.
Listen to me. There is something I would like to tell you. When you want to talk of the army hierarchy, Sister Rita,
do you know what it is to enter the NDA? Do you know the Director General of NDA? If you are a Southerner, if let's say 20 people from the South apply, let's say in fact 100 people from the South apply to enter NDA, Nigerian Defense Academy. Do you know how people are streamlined?
Nigeria doesn't know what is going on. If you are not inside, you will not know what is going on.
If you have the number, if you have was it prove that Southerners, 100 Southerners apply, 100 Northerners apply, and they give 80 position to Northerners.
I'm going to end the discussion for you to even say that if I have a proof, I'm going to end the discussion because I don't want to talk too much. I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed that you are saying
All
very
right.
I
So,
should just embrace
I'm ending this
prejudice.
discussion.
all
Okay, we don't
right.
want to talk with facts anymore. Okay, that's fine.
You have no facts, too, Nigeria. You have no facts. I have the facts,
See,
so I know
if
what
you
I'm
have
saying.
convincing
Have
information,
you
I'll believe
ever
you.
applied for the NDA?
To
Do you
Niger,
have any family
Sister
member
Rita,
that
let
applied
me
for the
prove to
NDA?
Tune
Do
Niger
you know
that
what is
what he
going on
is
in this?
saying is right. Tune
It has to be based on facts. You can't just
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for finally giving me
Facts
the
are shadows of the
audience.
truth, too, Nigeria. Facts are shadows of the truth, in
Madam
case you don't
Rita,
know.
Madam Rita, this is as much as we can take on today's newspaper review. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. If you did not partake in today's newspaper, you certainly say you don't miss. But please do well to join us every day, 10 a.m. Nigeria time, to review the papers. Thank you very much. If you are yet to get your PVC, go out there, get your PVC. Yes, please. If you are yet to get your PVC, see to it that you get your PVC. Thank you very much. I look forward to, please do well to join us by 5 p.m. today, Nigerian time, for our discussion. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow by 10 a.m. Nigerian time. I'll come your way again. Stay well, stay safe. May God bless your day and bless our beautiful country. Amen.